It's a film with three brains. 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 It's a film with three brains.
Oh my god, you guys are freaks.
It's the ultimate rush. There's nothing that comes close to it. Not even sex.
We are the ex-president.
It's total commitment. It's a real thin line between life and death.
America!
It's not tragic to die doing what you love. If you want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and please don't forget to vote.
You want to name the bank robbers and be a big hero? Definitely. The ex-presidents are surfers.
You trying to tell me the F.B.I. is going to pay me to learn to surf?
Fear causes hesitation. And hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
We'll take you to the edge. Past it.
This is gonna be a great day, Johnny.
The taxpayers would like it, Utah, if they knew that they were paying a federal agent to surf and pick up girls.
Babes.
Big one.
The correct term is babes, sir.
Adios, amigo!
100% pure adrenaline.
Does either one of you have anything even remotely interesting to tell me?
Caught my first tube this morning, sir.
Hello and welcome to the Film with Three Brains. I am Sean in Wisconsin.
And this is Cohen in Maplewood, New Jersey.
Hey, brah, it's Sam in San Francisco.
Already taking one of the good lines. I don't know if it's a line, but I do love the way they say brah.
Yeah.
Kids today are all bro this and bro that, and they don't understand brah
No, there's still a lot of brah around.
My kids say bruh.
or bruh.
They don't say bra, they say bruh. What's up, bruh?
Yeah.
I mean, they're 7 and 5. It's a little annoying. But
That they're cooler than you?
yeah. I don't know where they got it. School, I guess.
Well, we're already derailed, so let us get back on track. We're going to talk about a movie called Point Break, starring Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, directed by Catherine Bigelow, and it's from 1991, and we've all seen it, some of us more than others, and we know it pretty well, and yeah, it's a wild adrenaline cop surfing good time, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot more to say about it, but Sam, you'd only seen it once before the theater?
Yeah, this was it. Second time. Saw it in the theaters
That's crazy.
back in whatever, 91.
91, July, I believe.
Yep.
Damn.
So what are your thoughts this time around?
It was better than I remember.
Hmm.
I remember thinking it wasn't like, I thought, I don't know, I walked away with it thinking, it was fine, whatever. I think back then, never obviously watched it again. And this time when you picked it, I was like, I don't know. And then I told V, and V's like, she's like, I think the only thing that made that movie popular is that they were both good looking. And
Wait, both?
I was like,
Oh,
Patrick
you mean
Swayze and
Patrick
Keanu
and
Reeves.
you weren't talking about
Yeah.
Lori Petty, I guess.
no.
Sorry.
Probably not.
Please continue.
Yeah. So she was like, yeah, and that didn't make up for it. So it's her memory of it. So that was what prefaced me watching this.
Mhm.
Is I'm like, oh, I just have to drool over Keanu and Patrick the whole time and
Yeah.
ignore the rest.
I got Keanu on my
actually-
shirt right here. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, the John Wick version. He was the whole thing was better than I thought. I can elaborate later.
Cool. That's positive.
Yeah.
And Cohen, you've seen it 6 million times?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it lots of times.
Okay.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's so good that I had forgotten just how good it is. Like I have zero complaints about it. Like none. Like as far as a buddy, like a buddy action sort of cop movie goes, like especially if you consider when it came out, it predates Fast and the Furious and all that bullshit. Like it's fucking awesome. It's so good. It's like a super, like it's been aped 1,000 times now. You know, like it was something that, I mean, it's not that it hadn't been done before. That sort of thing has been done before, but the sort of, I mean, it's going to sound sort of bombastic, but it like, you can see almost like elements of Heat in this, you know, like the good guy and the bad guy are friends or friendly or respect each other. And, you know, and there's like, it sort of takes the sort of the buddy cop tropes and kind of turns on his head a little bit. It's like a really good screenplay too. Like it's efficient. And it's got great pacing, you know, like there's no lulls, but there are quiet moments, but they're necessary. They either, you know, every beat either advances the plot or develops character, you know, like it's just awesome. I fucking love this movie. It's so good, you know. And I guess the one complaint I would have is that Keanu Reeves in his youth was a little stiff, you know, as an actor. He's gotten better.
Yeah.
But I think it worked. Like it was okay. It was sort of like he was, whether by design or luck, the movies he made in this era were always characters that sort of behooved his style. Mm-hmm. Or his style behooved the character. Wait, I got the factors. Like Neo, you know, he's a little doofy in the Matrix. That's the whole point,
mm-hmm.
You know. And same with this. He's kind of, you know, he's just kind of like an intense, studious, kind of wooden, knobbish type a little bit, and it just kind of works, you know. Like he's good. It works. And him and Patrick Swayze have great chemistry. And him and Gary Busey have great chemistry.
Yeah.
And him and Lori Petty have great chemistry. I mean, people just in the real world, I've never heard any celebrity or anyone in general say anything negative about Keanu Reeves as a person. Just how kind he is and how likable and easygoing. So like, you got to imagine a human like that has chemistry with more people than people who are difficult, you know, and not kind and not easy to get along with. So it's probably a little bit of that. But I don't know. I really like this movie. I just grinned through the whole thing. I just really enjoy it. At no point do I check out. At no point do I think, I wonder when this is this going to be over? No. Or like, oh, I don't really like the scene. I can't wait for the next one.
Right.
There's none of that when I'm watching it. I just really dig it a lot.
That's especially impressive given the plus 2 hour runtime. I mean,
yeah.
To keep adrenaline going that long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, seriously, I could pick at the end a bit, but you know, the very end, just because I think maybe because it's actually filmed in Oregon and they had to do a reshoot. Some things I'm going to talk about serendipity and stuff later, but some things just kind of happened. Like they had to reshoot like 6 months later, and Patrick Swayze had cut his hair to do another project, and Keanu was growing his hair for another project, and then the change of them, you know, like it's this back and forth between them. The relationship between them is huge in the movie. Mm-hmm. But like, you know, they look different, you know.
But that's okay. It is half a year later.
Yeah, it's later. I'm saying, like, sorry, I'm getting two points confused. One is that like they didn't they put up some signs that said Bells Beach and parked their cars on the left side of the street. But you can tell it's Oregon. It's near Cannon Beach. Colin, you can attest to this. It's like there's pine trees, rocks everywhere. It's Cannon Beach. I mean, come on.
Keanu Reeves drives a car with a steering wheel on the right.
Yes, and he has an American car in Australia somehow.
No, but the steering wheel is on the right side, though. So at least they tried.
Oh, correct side. Okay, so his car is...
sorry.
He sort of parks wherever he wants.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the accents, like, so the people who try to do an Australian accent are just... But by that time, like, if you are quibbling with the movie by 2 hours in, then, you know, you just don't like anything, apparently. Because if you've gone through this ride that this movie is, and you get to that final scene, you know, the final fight's a little lackluster, but by then I didn't care. I don't care about the Vio con Dios or whatever he says. Like, it's that idea that they came back. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But I think instead of like a synopsis, I'll just comment on the first 3 scenes, which sets up like the entire movie. in the credits, he's at Quantico, he's shooting, and the guy is saying, "Yeah, 100% Utah," and he's this he's this Blue Flame guy. The second scene, he meets the chief. I'm gonna blank on him, but he gets the lay of the land. Harp, who's the typical. He's a great actor, funny actor.
John C. McGinley.
Yeah,
he's fantastic. And
people know him from Scrubs, I guess. But
yeah,
so then you get even though it's a typical, kind of cop chewing you out scene, it still seems fresh. And then he's like, "Zero distortion, sir," and then he's got the donut in his mouth, and so then you set up that conflict right away. And then the third scene is the first bank robbery. And then Swayze's like, "The little hand says it's time to rock and roll," and then we're off. And then like the whole movie is just, it's just, there's a couple of I think the music weaves in and out quickly, and a lot of
I was
things
gonna
happen.
say, like, I guess my minor quibble is the music. I don't really. It's sort of the worst of the late '80s pre-grunge era. Like the Rat song over the end credits is terrible. Like they picked
the Rat song's bad. Yes,
they picked maybe the worst Rat song that there is, and that's saying something because Rat is not exactly top of the heap of hair metal bands, or arena rock. They're somewhere in the lower tier, but they really managed to grab a piece of shit song from that for the end credits.
If they could have afforded Round and Round, everybody knows that might have fit better.
Yeah. And but yeah, some of the other music is a little like, the score itself I don't mind though. I like the theme, the main theme.
Right.
I don't know who did the music.
Mark Isham or Isham?
No, I don't even know.
He's he's pretty well known, I think.
He's been around.
So I don't know what you guys want to talk about next, but the crazy thing, it's like a butterfly effect thing, but it's so crazy that I'm going to start with like a random fact. Like, so Ridley Scott, if Legend hadn't been so, forgive me calling bad or not, at least performance or at least box office wise, then this never would have happened. So allow me to explain how we get there.
Please.
So Legend is bad, and he's looking for something more modern and sort of a box office, return to form or whatever. And he does a Tom Berenger movie called Someone to Watch Over Me, which I haven't seen. It's like a cop movie.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But he's got, he had Tom Cruise in Legend. Rick King, who came up with the story, kind of thought of Point Break as Tom Cruise in the FBI. So anyway, I just bear with me. I'm sorry. He's with MGM, and then that goes into Turnaround, and it goes to Columbia, and he's still working on that. Charlie Sheen is doing 8 Men Out. He's with the Dodgers. He hurts his arm and needs surgery. So because Charlie Sheen is not attached, Ridley Scott kind of loses interest, goes into turnaround in Columbia. And then Larry Gordon starts this Largo, and they're on the Fox lot. And because they're on the Fox lot, there you got James Cameron and Catherine Bigelow. They're doing post-production on The Abyss, and James Cameron is the one who kind of says, "Oh, I kind of have interest in this." Now, some people were saying, I read a couple of things that said, "Oh, well, because of Catherine Bigelow's casting choices, Columbia said no." But I don't think that's the case at all. I think that she thought of Keanu, and some people didn't like that casting, but it was already in turnaround before that. But really, the Cameron and Bigelow, those two were with the screenwriter, W. Peter Iliff, and they drove around Malibu Beach, and he showed them like beaches and things that inspired him to write this. And he's like waiting tables in LA. He writes his script. He gets $6,000, and then when it goes, when Cameron gets attached, then it's his payday. It pays off. But I mean, when you started with Columbia, you had Charlie Sheen and James Garner considered for the. Well, let's see. Yeah, Charlie Sheen would be the
Pappas, I guess.
Yeah,
Pappas. Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, Charlie Sheen is okay, I guess. But if none of that had happened, we never get to Keanu, Swayze, all the rest of the stuff that happens from that point on, unless Legend is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So
I can maybe see a few different actors in the Keanu Reeves role. Maybe. I mean, I think he's great. I think he's perfect. But I can't imagine anyone else but Patrick Swayze as Bodhi. He just seems so absolutely perfect for it that I can't imagine having such a hard time. I read something that Michael Biehn was considered for the Bodhi role, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I love Michael Biehn. I think he's great, but just Patrick Swayze just has that weird like thing.
That surfer vibe.
Yeah, that spiritual sort of shit, I don't know. Yeah. Ridley Scott, though, that's an interesting choice as a director. I would have been, that right there is interesting, I guess. I don't know, just because I really like Ridley Scott. But I mean, Catherine Bigelow, she's great. She did a great job. Were her and James Cameron married at the time?
They were.
Yeah.
Yep. They were divorced by the time the movie was released.
And James Cameron complains that he should have had a writing credit, that he essentially rewrote it to make it the movie that it was.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. The Ilif, the guy who did get the sole writing credit for it, said that back at the time the Screenwriters Guild got every draft of the script to when they doled out the credit. And that he publicly gives Jim credit when he's talking about the film, so he doesn't care. It doesn't seem like he cares. That Cameron says he was a big part of it. I don't know if it matters all that much. I mean, I guess it depends what the version before Cameron touched it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was originally titled Johnny Utah.
Yeah, and then it was called Riders on the Storm.
Right.
But they realized that it had nothing to do with the Doors. And, well, hey, Val Kilmer could have potentially been Bodhi. He's got some of the same aspects to his personality. So, you guys love this movie. I have to say, watching it, the first 80% of this movie is so by the book of plotting. Gary Busey seems to me like he is playing Nick Nolte, out of 48 Hours sort of role, like they've got that sort of setup. The stereotypic, chief who, usually it's a police chief, not the F.B.I. Chief, all this stuff that's going on just seems so by the book, but it's by the book in a great way as like a teaching point, because I'm watching it and I'm realizing like this is just going through like the save the cat sort of plotting exactly how it should, and it's working the whole time. I found myself enjoying it. Like I didn't remember anything, but I also was like, one of the worst things about being a movie reviewer as a career is that you don't sit back and watch movies normally. Sometimes you get sucked in for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, but then some little thing happens and you realize like, oh, that's not what they should have done, or because you always have this, analysis mind going. And this one was one. It's like this is one, Romancing the Stone, where you'd be like, here's an example of doing all the plotting exactly by the book, and it works. And then what I thought was interesting is that the last 20%, like from the point they like start to go skydiving, and they turn it around, that's actually off script. It's it keeps you guessing as to what's going to happen, because there's danger at every point. Like they're playing the game with the parachutes and all these things, where most movies would have ended it at the bank. Most movies would have ended it at the shootout at the bank or right afterward. And he would have shot him and pulled off the mask and Patrick Swayze would have had some dying words like, "You got me, dude," and we would have hated it, So the fact that they kept going, I thought was genius. One other little thing is that, I was nice. It was nice to actually be old enough and be like to recognize who Anthony Kiedis is, because I was like, is that Anthony Kiedis? Like, that's got to be Anthony Kiedis.
That's Anthony Kiedis.
And then
you saw Flea as well, right?
Yeah, it would never would have hit me, way back then.
I think there's a funny factoid about him in this, and that I don't know what the reason is, but I guess he missed like the fight training all the actors went through, the hand-to-hand fight training, because Catherine Bigelow wanted all the actors to do as much of their own fight scenes as they could, so she didn't have to use stunt doubles, and he couldn't attend for whatever reason, and so that's why in the fight scene on the beach, like, he just gets punched, like Patrick Swayze punches him and he rolls off, and then you don't really see he doesn't really participate much at all after that.
Right. It's War Child and all those other guys. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, actually the scene when he shoots himself in the foot and that blood pack bursts on his sneaker or whatever, I still find that hard to watch. Every time I see that scene, I'm like, I know it's coming. Here it is. Oh yeah. And his scream is really good too. When he's a singer, he's got a good scream. Yeah.
And I like Tom Sizemore, and I guess I don't think he's credited in it at all.
That's interesting.
As the DEA agent with the hair.
Yeah, I mean, what's so bad about his hair? You think I like this hair? I'm like,
I don't know.
What's wrong with your hair?
I guess it's like bleached a little bit.
A little bit. You can maybe got some highlights. It's not a mohawk or something. I mean, come on, man. And he's got a plaid shirt with the sleeves cut off. Like, oh,
yeah,
he's pretty tough. No, he is good in that scene because you feel it's immediately after one of the best action sequences of the movie when they have a bust and it goes wrong. It doesn't go wrong, but in the end we find out it is wrong because Sizemore's undercover and he's like, oh, you guys are idiots. But I mean, it includes a female stunt double, or like there's a fight scene with a nude woman in the middle, and somehow
she kicks Keanu Reeves.
She kicks his ass. And it somehow doesn't seem super gratuitous because it's just impressive. Like, how is she doing this? And they filmed this, and But yeah, that whole sequence, and then another of James Cameron's alleged touches was the open lawnmower sort of scene, or that threat.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, as far as James Cameron goes, that I mean, we know he's got a bit of an ego, and he deserves to have some because he's a huge filmmaker. But this is like a few years ago. He's asked about the credits, and he's still pissed about it. He's still like, it was bullshit. The Writers Guild screwed me. And he's an executive producer. We all know he's attached to this film. Yeah, Peter Iliff is like, there's plenty of glory to go around, and Peter Iliff, the writer, is still getting letters about Point Break to this day. So yeah, he doesn't care. But the fact that James Cameron does is kind of funny, just because he did. I mean, I'm sure he did. Obviously, he has some ideas in there, like the jumping out of the plane without a parachute. That was his. He came up with that while he was in Spain or something. But he doesn't need the writing credit. I think he just thinks it's such a good movie, he would like to be associated with it. And he did work on the script along with Catherine Bigelow. So
yeah,
I get it. Just funny.
Like an uncredited script doctor is a pretty normal thing.
Yes.
I wonder if he went into it knowing that, and then it's like, oh, it's my wife's film. I'll do some uncredited rewrites for her as a favor, and then it became like a thing, especially over time,
right?
Where he just couldn't like
yeah, you said, but I mean, come on, he's got Terminator 2's got everything,
Oh, and Terminator 2 released like a week after Point Break or something.
Yeah,
very close. Yeah. So he was killing it.
Yeah,
right.
He's still thinking about Point Break. He's like,
right. Or he's got Titanic, for Christ's sake, which is the highest grossing film of all time for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, and then Avatar on top of it.
Right. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I think Gary Busey is fantastic in this. Also, I think Gary Busey is fantastic in everything.
This is his best version of him.
This has got to be this.
I am an unabashed Gary Busey fan. I think he's fucking great. And I will say that you're right about, you know, the sort of the classic tropes. The one thing I like about this is that the asshole chief character finally does get a bit of comeuppance, which is rare, I think, in an action movie of any kind. You know, I love it when Gary Busey punches him and you know, knocks him out.
Respect for your elders, plain and simple. Especially that, because that's pretty much his final act, right? Because he's gonna get it.
And I love the line "Astonish me, shitface," and the way he says that too.
He's got all the good lines. He's got. I was doing this when you were crapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face. You know, like what? Where did they come up with that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole shit with the sandwich kills me. Yeah.
The Utah, give me two.
Give me two.
I almost bought a shirt that says Utah, get me two, and I was going to wear it instead of this. Missed opportunity.
Yeah. I think I've seen this a lot of times over the years, but I kind of forgot how funny it is. You know, it is pretty funny, and I really don't like movies without any levity. It's one of the reasons I don't like any of the newer James Bond movies, really. You know, for the most part, the Daniel Craig movies, I like the first one or two, and then after that, I had a hard time sitting through them because I don't need cheesy one-liners. Like, I didn't think that was appropriate, but just like a movie without any humor is to me oftentimes very hard to watch. With none, like, geez. And if it's got organic humor that's sort of character-based, that makes sense, then all the better. You know, that's great, and that's what I feel like this has. You know, like it's not Dumb and Dumber. It's not doing any fucking slapsticky bullshit. It's just like stuff that happens, you know, and it's just funny. And it's like Gary Busey's performance is really great.
Yeah. Did you find Jimmy Hoffa?
Right.
Mr. Wizard. Yeah, he's got all the good stuff. I don't know if you guys knew what Point Break was, but I mean, you guys probably, I don't think I've boogie boarded. I don't know if I've ever actually surfed on a long board or a short board, but
I have twice.
It's hard, right? I mean, it looks hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult. It's exhausting.
But yeah. Yeah, especially when you do it at 4 a.m. or in the middle of the night, or they're always doing some crazy thing. And he's on no sleep. He's like staying up all night, then he goes to a raid, then he goes back to surfing. And he's impressive. His stamina's pretty good. So I was reading about Point Break versus like a beach break. So a point break, I guess, could be a reef or anything that breaks up the water and makes the uniform waves so they're very predictable, nice long rides. But that also means you get a queue, especially of new riders that like just want to get up and not turn and can't do a whole lot, but just ride. So when they're like the beach, his first, they're cutting the hair or that beach, whatever and he's out there getting his butt kicked. That also rings true because people can be right on your that nice break because everyone wants to surf that. But the beach, there was kind of, I read a Reddit thread and it was kind of back and forth, like, well, it depends what you like, or if you want too many people there, if you're worried about too many people, then you do like a beach break, or you can't predict the waves, you got to read it better, you have to be more experienced. So, but also like, who doesn't want a nice long ride or catching a tube or something like that? I mean, both would be great, I'm sure, but that's why the point would, I don't know. I mean, in movie terms, it just means, like Breaking Point, it's a nice title. It's much better than Johnny Utah, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it also is like a nice, like perfect imagery. It's about surfing. It's, it's one of the few titles I can't really improve on. Like, how do you fix that? How do you make it better? I mean, Riders in the Storm, no way. I don't.
Yeah. That's not great. I don't approve.
And do you have any other? I mean, I know there's Swayze said he almost died like 6 times, but the insurers were really, really worried about all the skydiving stuff.
Sure.
But that was totally supervised. Didn't have a problem at all. But all the surfing stuff, they didn't have a problem with. The underwriters didn't go, oh, wait, but you're surfing in real waves? And he got his butt kicked out there. He did something to his sternum, I guess. Did you read that?
And
he broke some ribs. He also needed fluid drained from his knee.
But that was from a previous injury, right?
Yeah.
When he was in high school.
Yeah. But
None. I don't think any of them. Patrick Swayze, Lori Petty, or Keanu Reeves none of them had any surfing experience. Is that right? Did I read that? I mean, Keanu Reeves. You'd think maybe wasn't he born in, or didn't he grow up in Hawaii?
I thought it was Californian, but I don't know.
Was it? I mean, he sounds like he's from California.
He does.
Which is funny that his character's supposed to be from Ohio. And he sounds like he's got like that Californian's accent a little bit, you
know. His dad is from Hawaii.
I was watching. So, okay. So I did think another minor nitpick. These guys, and maybe it's just me, but Patrick Swayze and his sort of gang don't strike me as college football fans.
Right.
I don't know. And maybe it's just my preconceived notions about what like an LA sort of surfer group would be into. But like I was watching that football scene on the beach and I was like, I mean, it's LA. Wouldn't they be playing volleyball? And then I was like, in Top Gun, they should have been playing football. Right. Volleyball. They should have been playing. I mean, a bunch of military meatheads should be playing football. And then these guys should have been playing volleyball. That was just like a pass.
That's true.
Criticism. It's just, I don't know. They're like, don't you know who this is? Johnny Utah, Ohio State Buckeyes. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he does say they played at SC, so it was the Rose Bowl is always in California. So there's some believability there. But I would say the shot of, I mean, what is there? There's a few of them, and then there's like a girl. There's two girls. There's Lori Petty, and there's another girl. But then he has about 10 blockers coming after him. And he's like, boom,
right.
boom, 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 and then he chases them down, jumps into the surf.
Right.
I mean, like, okay, went on a little.
They
too
run
long.
for like
Just
half a mile down the beach. It's
yeah.
Like, all right, where is the end zone here, guys?
Anyway,
and then they accuse him of being a little too extreme. It's like, well, you guys rob banks, man. Relax.
But we don't know that yet.
Yeah, that's true. We
don't know there's the ex-presidents here that they're messing around with. Yeah, it's one of the things I noticed this time around was the I think Gromit is, Bodhi's little brother has the moon shot on, he's mooning the camera on the Fed tape, and then as they go out for that, they're going to do one more early morning ride. There's a quick moon, and he spots that, and then he says, "You've seen a ghost," and he remembers the ghost line, and he puts it together. But it's really the butt.
Yeah,
the same butt. I'm like, oh yeah, he could have recognized that butt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more fun and better writing to have selenium and hair samples and databases. Right. I mean, it's kind of cool, even for that day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I call that cool, but like data today is like a given. But in those days, crime work was, we didn't have a lot of DNA stuff going on.
Right.
So that you actually had to pluck somebody's hair and pretend that something's biting them. That's just fun. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
clever. Like Gary Busey becoming a wax expert and whatever else. That's good. I do go back and forth about what you just said about the guy showing his ass, and then that's the thing that sort of makes it all click for Keanu Reeves. And
it's very short.
I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then I'm like, well, there have been other similar movies where like the revelation is such a fucking stretch, where there's no impetus at all, where a character's like, oh, of course it's this elaborate fucking thing that I could never possibly have figured out unless the writers just couldn't figure out how to make me figure out. So now I'm just figuring it out. And I'm like, it's a little like that, but it's not. I don't think it is. I think they earned it. Like, I think the filmmakers earned that moment to a certain extent, because like there's 4 of them, they're a tight-knit group.
But that's the whole thing. Before, exactly. Yeah. Before he moons it, he's sitting on the beach watching the 4 of them surf together in close formation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
He's already he already has the thought.
Yeah.
The mooning is the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
It's, it's, part of it reminds me of Inglourious Bastards, when the guy asked for 3 beers instead of 3,
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I think, I feel like Inglourious Basterds was written for that scene to happen, whereas this is like, let's just throw this in, you know?
Right. And when they saw the tape of the butt, Pappas is like, it's on our face. It's like right in front of us, you know, at the first thing they examine. And then it's right in front of him the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, and he's already, you know, going to parties with them. He's already got into romance and all this stuff, and he's learning to surf. He wanted it to be, I mean, that speaks to the relationship with Bodhi. I dare say he loved Bodhi, you know, like in this male platonic sort of searching. They saw each other saw themselves in each other. You know, he's Bodhi, the Bodhisattva. He's enlightened or something, and he's a searcher, as Lori Petty said. You know, like he didn't want it to be them. He and he did love surfing. He at the end he's like, you still surfs every day. You know, they all learn something, and they're all painful truths. I mean, he gives up the FBI at the end. You know, like there's so many things that happen, and none of it seems totally contrived. It all seems to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
From the writing. Even if it's a little heavy-handed, or, you know, yeah, Keanu's a little shouting his lines a little too weirdly or something. The lines themselves there's not a lot of clunky lines to be found. And then because of that, I think it's how you get away with like throwing a dog at someone during a chase, you know, like
it's hilarious.
It'd be farcical in most movies, but like it's just great part of that whole sequence.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Big dog too. It's like, whoa.
It's a pit bull.
Yeah, that is such a long chase scene too.
It is.
Like for a foot chase, it feels very long.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean it feels long like I'm watching going, oh my god, this is over. I just mean like, you know, it's like the fight scene in They Live.
Live, yeah. With all the nut shots.
Yeah, at one point you're just like, wow, these guys they got some good cardio. Shit.
Yeah, I think that scene has like little bit of parkour sort of movements, you know, like the running up the fence and things like that.
Yeah.
But you know, if you think back about before that chase scene like that, there's not that many movies that have a foot chase that's quite like that. Like we've seen it since then, like the foot chase at the beginning of what is it, Casino Royale?
Yeah.
You know, it's an incredible one too. But this one, you know, I was trying to think. I was like, I don't remember really long foot chase scenes like this with you know, jumping over fences, through windows, throwing the dog and all that. And you know, they said they had to make a special, you know, rig to, you know, essentially a stripped down camera on a stabilizer on a handheld pole to have you know, some sort of steady cam before they had what they had now. So, you know, when I read that they made that themselves, I thought, you know, maybe there aren't any that are really like that. Like we've all seen stuff like where they run down an alley and they turn the corner and run down another alley. But this weaving in and out through everything, I can't think of a chase scene like that. Like
analog from our reviews, I would say is probably Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
I mean,
but even that's a bit shorter, and there's no one being chased.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. I thought the chase scene was a nice, like, kind of lo-fi way to do it, because you wouldn't want the car chase for this movie, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they have a little tiny bit of it leading up to the foot, you know, the foot chase, you know, in the car, and then
but it's super short.
The great scene at the gas station where he turns the gas pump into a flamethrower is fucking cool. Yeah.
Unbelievable, but
absolutely,
it's cool. It's an undeniably cool, and it also like means that they're destroying the getaway car, so it's a smart move. It's a little bit much, but yeah, it's cool. And it's so cool that like it gets parodied in other movies, like Hot Fuzz when they're watching the movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, we want to watch Bad Boys 2 or you want to watch Point Break? And then they do like, the clip, shooting the clip in the air.
Yeah.
And I noticed that there was like 10 shots, like a clip of 10 that he shoots.
Was it that many?
I think it was 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was appropriate number of shots, but yeah, and that's like a movie about cops,
Mm-hmm.
a cop watching other cops doing fun stuff, and
yeah, and then the whole running, jumping the fences, and
yeah, the jumping the fences too. Yeah, that's a running gag for Edgar Wright, right?
Yeah,
because Simon Pegg is always falling over fences in some of those movies. Simon Pegg, yeah. Yeah, it's part of pop culture. Most people, I mean, I remember a time, I will be honest about this. I do remember a time when I only thought about Keanu saying, I'm an FBI agent, and just thinking about how crazy it is and how, how can you jump out of a plane with no parachute? I mean, terminal velocity.
It's ridiculous.
Like if he had jumped out a little quicker, it makes it no. But he's like, has to.
But also, he's like,
take
us to 4,000 feet in the next heading, and then they free fall for like 90 seconds.
Right,
it's like 4,000 feet.
Yeah,
3-4 seconds, 5 seconds, maybe you're down, you're splatting,
right?
Or you need to pull your record at least. But,
and he jumps out like 20 seconds later, like they would have been so far past him.
I do remember though. I remember seeing that scene, seeing the movie for the first time, and I remember him like kicking he grabs the gun, he kicks the thing, he's like, he's all mad, and then he jumps, and I'm like, he jumped, and I was like, this is amazing.
I hadn't seen this, and this is 91. I have this memory of like Dan Davis, but maybe it was just you talking about the movie, because you mentioned that scene first. Was like, he just grabs the gun, he's fuck it, and jumps out of the plane, and I was like, whoa, how did I miss this movie? So it took me a while to come around, but I'm glad I did.
And I would say that this movie is probably about 85% the reason I went skydiving on my 18th birthday.
Without a chute.
Well, no.
The tracks.
Totally.
Well, there's one thing. I mean, we're talking about things that are a little bit stretching our credibility here, but I noticed that when they get to the airport, there's the shootout. Roach is coming out. He shoots Pappas. It's all going down. But right before that, the pilot comes out and he goes, man, I'm not bringing you guys to San Felipe. And Bodhi's like, great, tell him where we're going. And I just realized, like, oh, well, Bodhi never wanted to kill anybody. He saves Utah right at the bank robbery. He's like, no killing. He knocks the gun away. So he saves him there. Utah saves him back. But then at that scene, if they knew, he knew where they were going, that forces his hand. He has to come with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he already had the Rosie idea, but he could have maybe worked around that a little bit better.
Oh yeah, I don't think he ever intended to bring Keanu Reeves with him.
That wasn't the plan.
On the plane, I think.
On the plane.
When the pilot says where they're going, then he figures he has to take him. Otherwise, Keanu Reeves is just going to call whoever he's going to call, and they'll be waiting for him.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So yeah,
it seems obvious. I just never put that together.
I never really thought about that either until just watching it this latest. Yeah.
And that's consistent. He doesn't want to, and so his reaction. I mean, of course, his brother gets killed in the final robbery, and it all goes to hell. But like Sam was saying earlier about like how closely it follows the plot. I mean, they actually say you're breaking your own rules. Like
right.
Yeah.
It's perfect, even though it fits perfectly in the scene. You still don't like go, oh, look at that plot. There's that plot thing. It's so well done. You can't even though it's right there, you can't really blame it, or you don't really. It doesn't take away or doesn't grab your attention and say, oh, this is a plot point we have to put in here. It just makes sense. Like it's the last one. Everything's going to hell. I mean, I don't know why exactly he does go get greedy, except for maybe it's a last hurrah and things are kind of going sideways. And sure, let's get a little more money this time for our time or something. Who knows? But it's just the script seems to work well. And of course, it's really not the fault that it's not just that they go to the vault. It's that there happens to be a cop and the security guard having their little conversation. And the security guard's like, no, you're stupid. No way. Don't do this. And the cop's like, I'm a cop. I have to do something. And, you know, there's that sort of duty of that scene. And, you know, everyone dies, which is what Bodhi hates, but he hates violence. I guess my point is, it just seems so obvious, and still it works.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like that's another one of those moments where I thought of Heat. You know, I've thought of Heat a few times, but that was definitely one of them. I'm like, oh, he's breaking the rules.
Do you guys ever like? I actually never thought of the Gromit character as Bodhi's literal brother. Do you guys?
I thought it was.
He calls him little brother, but I don't know. I always, for some reason, I always interpreted that as just like calling each other bra, you know, and he's a little brother, you know, because he's younger. I don't know. I was curious what you guys thought.
Oh, I thought the same.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but just the reaction to his death, I think, was, you know, strong enough that I could have said, oh yeah, this is definitely his little brother.
I just feel like he would have introduced him as his brother when he first met Johnny Utah or whatever.
That's a good point.
Like it doesn't matter. It's sort of irrelevant. It's just a curiosity. It's something I always wondered, because I know I remember him always calling him little brother, and I've always wondered, like, was he meant to be his literal brother or no? Because like him and Tyler, this Gromit character and Tyler don't seem to have any kind of relationship. They don't even hardly seem to know each other, you know. And I don't know. I always just wondered, and it doesn't matter. It's just minor musings.
Well, that actor is one of the actual surfers, right? There's the guy with the mustache who's a surfer.
Him and Nathaniel, I think.
Nathaniel.
The actor who played Nathaniel were both surfers.
They're actual surfers.
Also, he reminds me very much of River Phoenix.
He does look a lot like River.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And your balls are about this big, man.
Yeah. That was fun.
Are we missing anything other than the unwatchable garbage that is the remake?
Oh, I refuse to watch it. I saw the first.
God, it's so bad.
I saw the trailer, I think, and I was like, no.
It's actually interesting in that they took every possible element from the original film that made the original film great and removed it. And what's left is just dog shit. Like, it's hard to watch. It's terribly cast. It's poorly made. It doesn't make any, like, the changes they make don't make any sense. It's so fucking stupid. It's like it's weird. Like, it's like they tried to make the worst possible version of a Point Break remake they could. It's so bad. And I mean, it's as bad as any remake I've ever seen. And that's saying something, because the last 20 years have remade everything, but
did they throw in like motorbikes or something, like just all kinds of different adrenaline stuff?
Yeah, way too much.
Was it even bank robbing, or was it still bank robbing?
I think it was it? I don't even remember now. They changed a lot. And like the guy they cast in the Bodhi role, Edgar Ramirez, he's okay. He's an okay otherwise actor and stuff, but in this he's fucking terrible. The guy who plays the Johnny Utah character, I don't even think that's his name in it. Maybe it is. Luke something is his blonde guy. I don't know. Awful. Like, just awful. Just everything. Ugh, it's just bad. It's only worth seeing if you're just fascinated by just god awful remakes, which who is? No, I mean I am, but no one else is. Nobody cares. It's shit. It's total shit.
It is interesting that, like, you can have a good actor be in a total dog shit role movie, and you can have questionably, you know, some people will knock Keanu's ability, but I will say that, like, Catherine Bigelow made him so believable that, you know, he got to do Speed then, you know, and nobody had thought, you know, he was just the Bill and Ted stoner kid before that. And
or like art house shit, like My Own Private Idaho or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, he was in Parenthood, sort of.
I do remember seeing, like, I remember when the trailer for this came out, and I was like, oh, that looks awesome. And then I'm like, but fucking Bill and Ted? Really? In an action movie? And then they show the scene where he's like with the gun, and like he obviously had worked out a bit and, you know, put on some muscle and stuff. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe.
What was Swayze coming off of? Was this
must have been
just after
it was
Dirty
around
Dancing?
the same time they were filming Ghost.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah,
before both, right?
He didn't do part of the chase scene because he had to go do some Ghost stuff. Yeah.
He must be like post Roadhouse,
City of Joy.
Oh,
and he was in 1992.
Yeah, I don't think that made a big splash.
Oh wait, no, yeah, Ghost was 1990. What was before?
Oh yeah,
okay.
City of Joy was after. Point Break was. So Roadhouse was 89, Ghost 90, Point Break 91.
Oh yeah, Dirty Dancing was 87.
87.
Was that early? Roadhouse, yeah. Next of Kin. Oof, that was terrible.
Yeah, I saw a clip of Swayze talking about it, and he has a lot of fun. Everybody that seems to have fond memories of this movie, but he I think wanted it to be a less macho movie. I mean, like obviously he's doing something slightly different than just being a gruff bank robber dude. But also, like, as I said before, like, he seems to want to foster Utah, and there's something about it that drives him, that also serves to keep not killing him, or let you kind of keep him close but not really neutralize him enough. And the fact that they get to have a little reunion at the end fits well, because that aside from my other qualms about that whole scene, it's just like, yeah, he has to let him go. He has to let him go. Like, it wouldn't make any sense if he was like, nope, got the cuffs on you, I win, fuck you. That it just doesn't make any sense unless he says, okay. I mean, the possibility you get out of here is like less than 1%. Go and have your wave. And that big wave, I think, was Waimea Bay in Hawaii. I mean, of course, there was Oregon, but then the big wave. And then they had a professional surfer, a big wave rider, and he had to like pick a wave, and there was some stuff about wait, like, no, don't film yet. No, I want to do the right wave. And then it was hard for him to actually fall, because his whole life is not falling, especially big waves. There's a good series called 100-Foot Wave on HBO about the people in Portugal that they're literally riding 100-foot waves and bigger, and it's insane, the stuff they go through. They have to have jet skis tow them. There's tons of stuff that goes into it for just that big moment. But the one thing you can't do is fall, because you probably are going to have serious injury just from falling at all. But yeah, and that final scene was maybe a 30-foot wave. It looked huge, but yeah, it hasn't stopped. It's only gotten bigger. The adrenaline, the rush of the giant wave is real and scary as hell.
I think it's interesting that they had a sequel planned, which makes sense because it made money and it's pretty popular. And like, I read something around 1993, they had a script written. They had been in pre-production, and then for some reason the studio just like pulled the plug. I couldn't find any information about why, if there was even a reason, like a reported reason, or if anyone knows, or if they just.
I think it was Peter Iliff that was writing it again. Right? I thought he was working on it, and there was some goofy sounding thing, like instead of Johnny Utah, it was like a girl's name, Jill something Utah, or something silly like that. I was like, oh, okay, well, that may be why it didn't go very far.
Oh, maybe they just pulled the plug because it was dog shit.
I mean, it could be. But I mean, as I said in the beginning, it's like the crazy path we get from story to script to production to, and then the distribution happened to be with Fox, so that was a plus. If they hadn't had that relationship and Larry Gordon starting that company and this whole thing with a Japanese investor, which had never happened, if each of those things don't happen, we don't have this movie.
Yeah.
So it's just so I would kind of back him. Be like, hey, if you want to write a sequel, give it a go. I mean, the worst you can do is it just goes nowhere, and only your friends and family read it. But why not give it a shot?
If you're doing a sequel with all different people, then you're just banking off the name.
Yeah.
Not really a sequel. Anyway, I know what we're doing next.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I've gone a couple different directions during the course of the last hour on where we're going to go. And I was going to go animation because I'm the only one who ever picks animation. It's been a while since we've done some. But I decided to hold off. So I wanted to go with a more serious movie, one of my favorites. This one is hopefully one we haven't already done. Which it has your favorite actress, Jodie Foster, in it.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Is it 90s as well, right around this time?
Yep.
Oh, it's a big one.
Contact?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Silence of the Lambs?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that movie. And it is one I've seen more than just at the theater way back when. I actually did read the book. But yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. And I wanted something a little more serious than the animation I was going to pick. So that's the only reason.
Any chance we can watch it for free?
There might be ways to do that.
Let's see. Oh, it's on...
it's on Tubi.
Tubi,
it's on Pluto.
And Roku.
It's on... what? Sling?
If you subscribe to Fubo, MGM, Hoopla, Canopy, DirecTV Stream, MGM Plus.
Oh, wow.
So it's around.
I don't think Canopy requires money, though.
I don't
think
know.
You're right.
We had Sean at Tubi.
Or not Tubi.
Oh boy.
No, I've tried Pluto as well. The commercials are annoying, so I might get lucky with like an MGM Plus add-on or something.
Let me see if I have it. I don't.
But that's fun. I don't think I've seen this movie more than twice.
I've probably seen it 3 times, but I bet you it's been 15 years since I've seen it. At least, that's my guess. Maybe more.
It's a nice segue from feds to more feds.
Yeah.
She is an F.B.I. agent, too. All right.
Cool. Well, this review's been sick. It's time for me to go shred. All right.
10.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
This has been Tubular, best episode ever.
For sure.
All right, that's enough movie buff. I'm out.
Bye.
Hang loose.
It's the Fun with Three Brains.
Grab your balls, because I'm over the falls.